Hello and welcome to The Hero Spouse. I'm Kenda Ruth, here to answer one of your questions about marriage and midlife crisis. Today we have Buffy. Buffy has a bomb drop of January 24th, 2021, and a date of marriage of 2004. She has a boomerang who is a high-energy replayer. She says, our divorce is finalized. My ex-husband is now engaged to the alienator whilst still in limerence. I'm no longer emotionally attached, and I'm wondering if I should give up on restoring my family at this point. First thing, congratulations. I'm really glad that you feel that you have detached. And second, I think that you are understanding the danger, I don't know if danger is really the right word, but risk or danger of him being engaged or becoming married to somebody when he's still in limerence, when they haven't gotten past that limerence, and she is an alienator anyway. But even if she weren't an alienator, married during limerence, not knowing what life is like outside of that chemical high. But should you give up? I don't know. I think here's what I see. You wouldn't be asking me this if you didn't want reconciliation. But it sounds like what you're saying is, I'm okay without it. I can survive. I don't know if you're thriving yet, but you know you'll get there. So because I know I will get to thriving, should I just give up? So the questions I have is, if you don't, if you label yourself a stander, what is that going to do to you? What does it mean to you, and how does that change your actions? Maybe for some people who they label themselves, it doesn't. It means, yeah, I'm a stander. I have a life. For some, it puts their agenda at more of the forefront, and they put out more hope and expectations than that can keep them stuck, that can keep them criticizing their MLCer rather than being gracious and working on something that could lead toward rebuilding later. So I want you to look at what the idea or label of standing does to you. And if you can help yourself to not put those things into that label and just live your life and say, yeah, I'm a stander. Then next, what does a stander mean to you? Is a stander absolutely celibate? And I act as though I am married, and that doesn't mean that when he comes around, you treat him as though he's your spouse and you enter his personal space with the alienator, let's just call it that, that would be inappropriate. And that's not usually what it means, but it means that we don't date. But maybe that's not what you want for your stand. First, if you're not ready to move beyond that and you still are, I'm a stander, I treat myself as married, go for that until you're ready to not do that. After that, you can be a stander, but you can move to the other fish in the sea route. The other fish in the sea is, you know what, I'm going to be fine. I am going to open myself up to dating if I want to. And if he's ever available, he's not right now, so I'm not going to steal him away. But if he starts to show interest, I'm going to encourage him to leave that person. Unlike if I were a single person and I met a married man that wasn't my husband and he wasn't with the person he left, I would go encouraging them to leave that person, unless it's abusive, And I wouldn't insert myself into this relationship. But this is my husband. It's like, you know what? I'm not going to have a relationship with you till you leave her. But hey, go ahead. But he's another fish in the sea. And for a while, maybe his standing is equal to all those other fish in the sea. When he becomes available, maybe he becomes a bigger fish in the sea and more noticeable, and you would like him to be the target. But maybe not. He just is at the same status as all of those other fish, and I'm willing to date him. And his status likely would go up because you have a history with him and you know him and all of that. Maybe not, but until then, he is another fish in the sea. That means you're not closing the door, because there are some people like, I will never date that man. I will never date that woman. I won't. They're out of my, absolute realm. I can't stand them. They're disgusting. Sometimes that person becomes the alienator for our MLCers, but you can decide. Or you can just plop them into, a giant sea full of eligible men or eligible women. They're there. You can go that route. Do I think, now, from my opinion, you're asking a stander. You're asking somebody who my goal is to have these marriages restored. So I have that bias. And so there's a danger in asking me that, because I want to tell everybody, well, yeah, don't give up. It's up to you, though. So should you give up on restoring your family because he's engaged to her, though? No. You give up because that's what you want to do, or because you feel you're going to be fine, or you think the odds are so far against it that it is holding you back, and you know you'll be fine if you cut that cord that you have. And sometimes that cord doesn't hold people back, but yours, maybe it's holding you back, and you will thrive better, and it'll be better for you. And oftentimes, at least initially, it is better for all of us. And maybe it's better for every single one of us, but we really can't say it's better, because we don't know what it would have been like if we reconciled, but it didn't happen. Maybe it would have been fabulous if we reconciled. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it would have not worked out. But during midlife crisis, our life happiness, all of that, the stress goes up, the joy goes down, it becomes a hard life, and we change, and then we can feel this immense freedom after it when they're gone. Even when we're sad, they're gone. People around us, you're a different person now. You're so much better off. Well, you are better off because you've been released. But that doesn't mean you can't also be better off someday in a reconciled marriage, but you're going to go through hardship to get there. And sometimes your friends don't recognize it, so they just like cut them loose so you can get free, so you can be better now. They have a good argument. For me, I want it to be about what you want. And I want it to be what you can do and be healthy with. If you say you're emotionally detached, are you ready to move on with dating or without dating? Now, be ready to move on means you're going to continue to live your life. Are you ready to open up yourself to dating? Then do it. Go ahead. You're allowed to. If you're not, stay in that gap of, okay, when I'm ready to work on more dating, he'll be another fish in the sea. My goal for you is that you don't focus on it. You don't focus on you don't focus on restoring your marriage. You don't have to give up on it. It's on the back burner of your life. You take your marriage, you put it in a box, and you put it on a shelf. You don't ever have to take that down again if you don't want to. You can take it down for the fish in the sea. Maybe you'll find it in 30 years and you're like, oh, I forgot about this, and it's just old memories now, and you can look at it nostalgically. Or it's there, it's protected, it's safe. You put it there, but you go on living with your life. So you don't have to give up on your restoring your marriage. It is not something I would ever say you should do. What I feel you should do is choose what is best for you, because what's best for you isn't best for the person next to you. Okay? That means you have to look into yourself, because you didn't get a straight answer from me, probably. I can't tell you. You have to look in here. I hope this is helpful. I'll see everybody in the next question.